This video will walk you through how to submit a timesheet for the hours you work in the ACE centers. First, navigate to the MCC homepage in your browser of choice and log in to your MCC portal with your A number and your password. On the left side, underneath the My Launchpad header, you should see an icon called Employee Self-Service. Clicking on this icon will bring you to a separate HRCMS page with a login screen, like so. In order to log into the HRCMS system, you need an ID and a password, both of which are different from your MCC A number and password. Your ID number can be found in an email from Lauren Hutchinson or the payroll department in your MCC email. It should look something like this. If you did not receive this email, please let the ACE program assistant know as soon as possible. Read the email and locate your ID number, in this case, here. Copy or write it down. This email also includes a record number, found next to the ID number. In the case of this example, record number 11. This is important information to remember once you have logged on to the HRCMS website. With ID and record number written or copied, return to the HRCMS page. Input your copied ID number and the password for this website. For new employees, or if you have never logged on to the Employee Self-Service before, the default password can be found on the MCC payroll website, middlesex.mass.edu/payroll. Scroll to the bottom of the page where you will find a link to Employee Pay Advice Access Directions. Follow the directions to log on. You'll be asked to change your password immediately and may have to log in again before you can get to the main menu. Once you are logged in, the first thing you should do is update your personal data in the system. Click on Personal Information Summary and go through each section, phone number, address, etc., by clicking on the Change Phone Number or Change Address buttons below the boxes and following the steps to add your information. In the email section, as shown here, it is probably best to put your MCC email, but if you don't have one, an email you check often will work also. It's important to fill out this information because if you forget your password later on, having an email in this area means that instead of calling or talking to the MCC payroll office, you can change the password on your own via the Forgot Password link on the main page, as shown here. Make sure to double check that everything is correct and then return to the home screen via the home link. Now let's take a look at the timesheet itself by clicking on Timesheet in the Quick Links section. If you have more than one position on campus, such as working in ACE and working as a student orientation leader, you might see a screen like this, with multiple rows of positions, just with different titles. If you only have one position on campus, however, you will automatically be taken to a timesheet with dates and blank lines like this. Either way, it's important to know that you do not need to submit multiple timesheets for your positions in ACE, even if you are working in multiple roles within the department. Make sure to click on the link titled ACE Student Leader or SI Leader Perkins, and you'll be directed to the time input screen from earlier. Regardless of whether you have one or two positions on campus or in ACE, always double check the record number of the timesheet before starting to enter your time to make sure you are putting the correct hours toward the correct position. The employee record number can be found here, just at the top of the table, underneath the employee ID number. Sometimes we may need to move you from one budget source to another. In this case, your role as an SI leader or peer tutor has not changed, but the funding source has. You will be instructed to start submitting your time under a new record number by your supervisor, and you will also receive a new email from payroll with that new record number. Timesheets for any work within ACE are due for the current week every Thursday by 12 p.m. That's noon. This is very important. Always remember, Thursday by 12 p.m. Once you have confirmed the record number and it's not Thursday before 12 p.m., enter the time that you will work for that current week. Let's say you work for ACE as a ramp-up tutor, SI leader, and a Blackboard ambassador on both Tuesday and Friday. On Tuesday, you worked in ramp-up from 10 to 12. So in the Tuesday row, in the in column, we would write 10, and then in the out column, we would write 12. Friday, you work as an SI from 8:30 to 10:30, go to class, and then do your Blackboard Ambassador work from 1 to 2:30. When you work twice in the same day, use the add sign on the far left of the table. In the first row, write the time for SI, 8:30 in the in column and 10:30 in the out column. And then in the second row, write when you did your Blackboard Ambassador work. In this case, in the in column, 1 o'clock, and in the out column, 2:30. If you are working in more than one role in ACE, like in the example we're using, you'll need to distinguish between the roles by using the comment section. The comment area can be found here by the addition and subtraction symbol on the right side of the table. Simply use the following abbreviations: SI for SI Leader, PT for Peer Tutor and Ramp Up, and BB for Blackboard Ambassador. So for this timesheet, you will input PT next to the Tuesday hours and SI and BB for the Friday hours. Starting with Tuesday, let's click on Add Comments. In the pop-up box on the right, in the comment area, we'll simply type PT and then click OK. The window should disappear on its own. Do the same for all the other hours that you are working for the current week, no matter if the role you have is the same or different. With days like Friday, where you will work more than one shift in more than one role, you'll have to be a little more detailed in the comments section in order for your supervisors to distinguish your hours. First, we'll do SI. So in the comments section in the line to the right, we'll write SI-8:30 in order to show that your SI hours were those that went with 8:30. Instead of clicking OK, we're going to hit Apply so that the window stays open. Next, we'll do Blackboard Ambassador by clicking on Add Comment and inputting in the box BB-1 p.m. so that we know that you worked as a Blackboard Ambassador during the 1 o'clock shift. It's important to note that you cannot delete these comments once they are made, so triple check it is correct before hitting OK or Apply. If you make a mistake, let your supervisor know as soon as possible. When you've added all your shifts to the timesheet and created comments for which roles those hours are, double check the hours, record number, and comments, and then you can hit Submit.
As you can see, once you hit Submit, the program automatically assigns AM or PM to your times. Sometimes a screen will pop up saying that the times you entered are not in chronological order. This means the program automatically assigned an AM or PM designation incorrectly. Close the window, find the affected lines, change the AM to a PM or vice versa, and then hit Submit again. It's important to remember that any time you make a change to your timesheet, you must hit Submit, or else the change will not go to your supervisor for approval. By law, if you have a shift that is more than 6 consecutive hours, you are required to take a 30-minute break. If you find yourself in this position and need to input the break on your timesheet, talk to your supervisor. Once everything is submitted, you should see the time you entered in the reported status column is now needs approval. Congratulations, you've completed your timesheet. Triple check that everything is correct, including the employee number and the times you have entered, and then you may sign out and close the website. In addition to filling out your timesheet on the HRCMS site, you can also access copies of your pay stubs and tax information from the main menu under the Quick Links section, here in View Paycheck and here in View W-2. If at any time you are confused about how to submit your timesheet, please consult your supervisor. We're here to help. Here are some important reminders about timesheet due dates, changes to your hours, and late submissions. Don't forget, timesheets for the current week are due on Thursday by 12 p.m. If your hours change and it is before Thursday, you can change them yourself via the HRCMS website. Just make sure to always press Submit. If your hours change or you don't submit your timesheet until after Thursday at 12 p.m., ACE cannot guarantee that you will receive your pay or the change in wages for that week. Depending on the week, that could mean the money for those hours might appear in a later paycheck as well. If you change your hours after Thursday, talk to or email your supervisor immediately. Please include the details of what was changed and the reason why.
To recap, an email with your HR CMS ID and record number should be sent to you from the payroll department or the ACE program assistant soon. If not, let your supervisor know as soon as possible. And again, timesheets are due Thursday by 12 p.m. Make sure you're submitting your hours in the correct record number and in the correct day and date position in the table. If you hold more than one position in ACE, i.e. a peer tutor and an SI leader, please make sure you're using the comments section of the timesheet to denote which positions these hours were for. Your HR CMS password expires every couple of months, so be prepared to reset it. Thankfully, the website will remind you. Also, if you forget your password, as long as you have added an email address in the personal information section of the HR CMS website, all you need to do is click Forgot Password on the login screen and follow the steps you receive via email. Thanks, and when in doubt, always ask your supervisor for help.